So here we go, getting into our Swiss round 3. We have Killer Bees versus M-Type Laboratories. Here's our map and mode list. What do you think?
Well, Humpback Pump Track Clam Blitz, it's not the worst one. I think that it's one of those maps that, it definitely you're just going to see a bunch of people just rushing in trying to throw super clams at the goal. Besides that, I mean, it's not the worst map for Clam Blitz. That's all I can really say about that one. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I like it for Clam Blitz. I think there's a lot of different areas where you can kind of hide and make sure that you're playing a good defense. There's also a big opportunity for you to take different pathways to get towards that goal. If you take that upper path and you're kind of throwing clams in from the back, if the team is alive and in mid, they're not going to notice. So definitely different opportunities for you to kind of make a couple of adjustments to how you're going to play throughout this. Some of the weapons that I find on here are also really fun. I love seeing rollers play this. Dynamo has been huge. We've talked a little bit about kind of some of this idea of maybe we'll see a little bit different comps going into these. So I'm excited to see how that works out too.
How many ink brushes do you think you're going to see?
More than I want to.
Oh, well, it's funny. I think we might see a good amount of point sensor weapons. They kind of thrive on this weapon. I wonder if you'll see maybe like a sloshing machine. Definitely, as you said, you're going to see some dynamos. But I always love to see how many brushes come out during this mode. So especially since it's a newer tournament, maybe we will see that happen. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think brushes, this isn't totally the map that caters as much to brushes, but this mode, everyone loves to play brush on Clan Blitz. I'm even guilty of it once or twice.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
touch the
sorry.
things.
Do you own any?
Yeah, I own every weapon.
Okay.
They just never have any use.
Too bad you can't return them, huh?
Oh, I wish. I love brushes. No hate to brushes.
Sure. Hey, I envy a really good brush player, though. They can come around and just totally destroy anyone that they're playing against. That's when I get terrified.
Oh, it usually happens on Humpback Pump Track because nobody ever pays attention to that back entrance.
I was thinking
so then
that
they just
too.
run right up that entrance with the power clam and just throw it into the back, and then that's it.
Or
so-
they keep circling around that track
Oh,
over
yes,
and over again.
The circling is the funniest one. So I mean, at first it was seen as like a meme, and then now it's just like try to stop me because you can't.
It's so true. It's so true. And it's absolutely terrifying to play against them like that. So I'm really excited to see how this all comes together. It looks like our teams are just readying up. We're waiting for a couple more, and then I think we'll be totally set to go on this. Kind of anticipating, this is really nice that we're starting with a Clan Blitz, because if we do make it to a Game 5, I'd love to see Clan Blitz on Walleye. What are the standings for either of these teams?
That's what I'm looking for right now. Well, Killer Bees, I think they went against. I think the team that they played against was DQ. Not seeing M-Type. Right here, they got
3-0.
They got 3-0'd. And then before that,
Looks like.
they had a closer one. They went 3-1 against Hexagon.
And how did Killer Bees do 1-3?
1-3. So it looks like there's possibly a chance that these teams might actually be able to give a good match. Maybe they're all around the same levels as each other. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, interesting. So we are just having to go in and reset this lobby because it looks like we had an extra player in there. So we're going to go ahead and reset that up for you guys really quickly. Everyone looks like that they'll be kind of heading in as soon as possible.
Do you know anything about these teams?
I don't know a whole lot about them. You had mentioned that one of the players from the last match we watched is one of your subs, right?
Brit.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good dynamo sloshing machine slosher player. Really a flex player. Plays a lot of the weapons that are, I guess, obviously not the sloshing machine, but a lot of the weapons that are up in your face. Tells me that I'm absolutely terrible with the dynamo, but he's very good with those weapons. Rose Knight, probably one of the more stronger teams that are in. I know that he's definitely a strong player, so looking forward to seeing more of their matches. And obviously, I think I've seen Killer Bees just around, like a lot of them in solo queue and stuff like that. So I think that we might see. I've not heard of M-type laboratories at all, or seen their like tag, but I've seen Killer Bees. It's the KB tag.
Yeah.
So
I've definitely seen them on stream because obviously I'm not good enough to be playing in their lobbies, but I have seen them on stream.
How much of Soul Key have you actually been playing though?
Hey, I am like A rank in 2 modes.
No, but I'm just asking how much of Solo Queue rank.
Hardly ever.
Yeah, so I mean,
If I'm
you
playing,
could,
I'm
if
playing
you
with
really put your mind to it, I'm pretty sure you'd easily get up there.
Yeah, when I attempt solo queue, I'm usually the highest of my kind of splat count of my team. My friends joke that I play with potatoes and I'm the queen of the potatoes.
Don't say that. That's not. We can't say that.
I just have a really good time playing. And
if you love Clan Blitz so much, you should be like the forefront of like
that's
Clan
my
Blitz
A
solo
plus
queue.
is Clan Blitz.
More power to you.
Listen, I'll be X ranked Clan Blitz before anything else. Maybe Splat Zones actually, but because that's so much like Turf War. I play a lot of Turf War. I know. The judgment is real.
There's no judge. Why would there be judgment to anybody that plays Turf War?
No, against me not playing solo.
There's never judgment against you.
Aw, thank you.
Come on.
I just have a really good time playing with friends. And that's what I loved about this game so much when I first got it. I mean, my first 100 hours were just turf with friends. And then someone's like, hey, you can play League if you get to
No. My first 100 hours were me playing Turf War also. I was horrified of ranked.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was absolutely horrified.
No way. That
Yeah,
makes me feel
I did not understand a lick of this game.
Okay.
I didn't understand
For
like
Splat 1, right?
Splat 1, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I understood nothing. But it
So,
looks like we're
yeah.
actually about to get started soon.
Definitely. So this is going to be so much fun. I think for me also, I keep reminding myself that you guys have 2 years on me.
Yeah.
So I'll get there. It's just going to take me a little while.
Takes time.
Yeah.
Takes time.
So here we go. Clan Blitz on Humpback Pump Track. And this
Great
is going to
name,
be
right?
so much fun. Oh, yeah. It's so much fun to say. I like that, Marv.
It does look like they have that 1-point sensor weapon with the baller, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it looks like the comps that we said that they were going to have for the start of it. So we'll see what's going to come across with this.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see a couple of rollers here. That Slosher Deco is something that everybody loves to play on Clan Blitz. Baller is a super special that's so much helpful for this mode. Looks like right away, kind of M-Type Laboratories is making moves, even though map control is on the side of Killer Bees. That Dynamo coming in, trying to do a couple things. Marv does get a nice splat there. Baller coming in, and there's a power clam on the side of Killer Bees. So this is something that I talk about all the time. The ball they popped it themselves, therefore lost the clam, but someone jumped in really quickly to get that power clam in. There's still someone alive, too.
Well, it looks like they tried to at least get one power clam in. They're now throwing more of them in as we speak.
Nice.
Looked like the play was about to actually be over, but KB Penguin is actually keeping this alive, but finally goes down. So right now we're trying to see if M-Type Laboratories can actually make a push out of their spawn, try to at least get back into mid and take back the map control, which it looks like their Dynamo player is trying to do right now. So we'll see if they can actually collect the clams and make a rebuttal to what the Killer Bees have actually done.
Yeah, and it looks like M-Type Laboratories they've spread out really nicely on the map in order to play a great defense. But what they need to do is have enough clams to kind of push forward. Right now, it looks like they're starting to pick up a couple. There is someone there with a ball waiting there, but they do lose all their clams. So Moose has to get in position to be able to pick the rest of these up in order to form the power clam.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to get in with the baller, but it kind of seemed at this point they're trying to figure out exactly where to at least point the direction of the clams at this point. They do what Killer Bees does have 3 players down at this point, so it does seem like M-Type Laboratories can actually get some points on the board at this point, which is happening right now.
Yeah, that was a great play there, and we do have someone was throwing a couple of clams in, but they were 1 away from lead. So that's painful before they just go down there. So it looks like King is picking up a couple more clams, and Killer Bees is probably going to be ready to make their kind of reverse push.
Yeah, it's. In all honesty, it seems like these teams are both trying to make an established move to at least make an attempt to take map control, trying to collect the clams, identify where the other team is. And as you see now, we have a 2-down situation on both sides, and it looks like the push is dead on the side of Killer Bees. So it looks like M-Type Laboratories was able to weather the storm and try to at least the Dynamo player is actually doing the job of getting the map control back in and trying to stop the other team from from getting in. So he's playing a very good defense right now.
Yeah, great job on that. And that's, definitely something. Dynamos are terrifyingly threatening. And that is what they're doing there. They're, being that person that's going to anchor down and push as much as they can. So, it's something that we love to see on Dynamos, especially on this map. And sharking right there, kind of waiting for those clams to come in is what's happening.
The jump comes in, yeah.
There we go.
There we go. This looks like it's about to be a very good push for the Killer Bees.
Yeah, even so, King coming up from behind. We were kind of talking about this earlier, that like backwards path, when you're not paying attention there, is going to get a lot of clams in for them.
Yeah, it seemed like it was coming up from the left. They're trying to, they're spaced out too far at this point. They're spread out too thin. They're trying to identify where players are. They're having a hard time doing it. And KB Killers is really coming in with this blaster, actually getting some plays done for them.
Very nice. Yeah, great job there with the blaster, as you said. And they do have an inkjet ready, but I think they're going to hold it off and wait for the possibility of another push that could be a knockout. Right there, they do have 7 clams, so they don't need a whole lot more. They pop the inkjet, to be ready to kind of allow for some coverage for the rest of the team, but it doesn't look like the team's there.
Yeah, the problem with right now what's happening is just that it seems, as I said before, M-Type Laboratories is spacing themselves on different portions of the map and not coming together as a team and trying to actually take back mid, trying to actually identify where everybody is on the map. And Killer Bees is doing a great job. It's just spreading them thin, as I said before. So it looks like they're actually going to Killer Bees is going to get another push with this baller. They're going in right now, and of course, what's going to happen. You're going to get a couple of jump-ins because there's 2 power clams on the map.
Oh, yeah. And they looked like they just got both in, right?
Yeah, it's this game.
Yeah. Great job there on Killer Bees. This mode is so chaotic and crazy that it can turn around really instantly. But you can see there, even just with the amount of map control that they had, they were able to move through so much faster, and that definitely helped them succeed in this win. Are they all Octolings?
Yeah, their Dynamo was really trying to play the defensive wall the whole entire time, as you saw with their KA at that point. I believe they had 9, but it didn't seem like they were able to actually, stop the pushes from the sides. Because after a while, Killer Bees, they were just trying to tear them apart from the sides, and then they were coming in and crashing on them. So the Dynamo was doing a great job at actually keeping them away from in front of the basket. But when it came to actually identifying the other sides of the player or the other sides of the map, they weren't getting that done.
Yeah.
So it's a little hard. It's not the easiest. It's one of the modes that actually test how good you are as a team.
For sure.
So, yeah.
I think it's the mode that requires the most kind of team communication and
Yes.
coordination for anything, because you have to be ready to especially be paying attention, if you're not on voice chat or with voice comms, to what your other teammates are doing. Do they have 6 clams, 7 clams, 9? Having the ability to create a power clam really quickly is so important.
It definitely is. Also, not scoring at a certain point in times, that's one of the things that most teams don't actually realize is if, say, for instance, you score at one point in time, you are giving, and they do have clams on their side, you are giving them another clam that they can just come right back at you with and basically score even more points on you. So if you don't know already, as I said, it's the counting aspect is one of the hardest things of the game.
It's so true.
But going into this next mode, what do you think?
I'm really excited for Black Belly Tower Control. Black Belly as a map is one of my favorites.
Why?
I love it.
Why?
Everybody hates all the maps that I like.
Why? Where did we get you from?
What do you mean?
Where we get you from?
I
in all
found
honesty,
you guys.
You found us. Okay.
Yeah.
But Black Belly, this isn't the one.
Yes.
This is what I love Tower Control, but Black Belly TC isn't the worst. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, I just like Black Belly because I like the height that's there and the ability to kind of go through the map without someone noticing that you're there until the last second you're right upon them. That's like my huge Black Belly. And Black Belly Clamblitz is my favorite map mode.
You are a slosher.
I know.
All right.
So here we go, going into this. It looks like there's a similar comp coming out from Killer Bees. They traded something for the NZAP there. And on the side of M-Type Laboratories, they still have a Dynamo.
Double Stingray, though.
Yeah.
So it seems like with both of these teams, they're you have the 2 down on M-Type Laboratories for the beginning of the push. So we may see a decent push coming from Killer Bees, and they're at the first checkpoint already.
Yeah, and I think that this is definitely a map that once you get past that second checkpoint, not much that can be done here, and they're quickly making
It's
their
another
way.
snowball-y type tower control map. If you can't stop them after the second checkpoint, it's kind of at a bad situation at that point.
Yeah. I think that's also, though, the hardest place to break through. Because,
and that's 3 down.
Yeah, and this is kind of the opportunity here. Marv is just holding it down with that inkjet there, but unfortunately, they're not going to be able to take as many people down. They do get the tower, but it's still, everybody seems to be dying.
Yeah, you know what? The problem is they're having a problem with the roller around. It's just like for instance, with the blaster. Once you can get around their spawn, it's a very spawn camp heavy map. If you can't take that, if you cannot take the player around the blaster or the roller around at that point, you're going to have a very big problem. So, I mean, it looks like they were actually able to stop them. They're trying to get the tower back to mid. The armor's pop. And let's see if they can actually try to get a rebuttal push going. But it doesn't seem like they've actually identified where any of the actual players are. And the 52 is able to stop the NZAP.
I was waiting for that. For that, excuse me. When you saw the 52 sharking there, I was like, they're just going to wait for that perfect opportunity to get that kill. And they did. And, here we go with the Stingray coming out. It's really not going to kind of do enough on the side of M-type Laboratories that they might need.
Yeah, I think the problem, as I said, they're having a problem with as the whole time is just identifying the players and finding out where somebody is, because the 52 has been able to establish himself in that corner the whole entire time, and the tower hasn't been able to pass this point for almost about a good 30 seconds. So as I said, we'll see if they can try to get back into mid at this point, which looks like they're able to do now, and they're making the Dynamo set up in a position where they can actually take back map control.
Yeah, it finally looks like that they're beginning to kind of formulate a push that's actually coming together. Having the Inkjet and the Stingray both come out at the same time could lend a little bit to themselves, but they need to have someone on the tower, and it looks like they're going for it, and they are trying, but they're just not getting up there fast enough.
As I said again, well, now they're actually making a push. I don't think this push is going to last for very long, but they are making a push. We have Moose here with the Slosher Machine, and yeah, here we go with the Stingray. It's a 2 down, push is dead. Looks like they're going to try. Killer Bees is going to try to actually make a push up into mid and try to go back into their court.
I mean, they do have just about 2 minutes left, which is a good amount of time to be able to push forward without having to clear any of those checkpoints. Killer Bees can make a really great knockout here, but that trade right there could be really important because it opens up an opportunity for a couple of other members to get closer to spawn on the side of M Laboratories.
Well, I think the biggest problem for M Laboratories right now is that they're not focusing in on one direction. As I said again, Killer Bees is doing a great job at spreading them out, where you'll have the Dynamo players all the way on the left, and they're not focusing in on where the tower is at this point. So it's kind of like they're getting free pushes, if you kind of understand what I'm saying. And the NZAP player is trying to make it back to mid, and they've been struggling to get back into the mid this whole time. So let's see if they can actually, work together, try to come together as a team, and actually make a push with each other.
Yeah, I think having that ink armor is really good. There you go. I was about to say, if he is not able to pop it before they die, then that's not going to work. But right there, having those bombs come in too, not something that they want to see.
Yeah, it's hard. It's the problem is, as I said, the Dynamo, which actually is a good pick for this map. A lot of people actually like using Dynamo because it can put so much take up so much map control. But with the 52 where it's at, and with how many Stingrays they have on the opposite team, or sorry, the one Stingray that they do have with the 52, they're able to actually stop majority of the pushes that ever transpire.
Looks like Marv coming out this jump, but doesn't quite get there in time. Does decide to pop Inkjet, trying to get a couple of picks here, but unfortunately does go down to the Blaster player.
Yeah, it seems like at this point they're really just trying to stall out this game. It doesn't seem like they're trying to go for the big knockout. They're just trying to make sure that they can't actually make a push at this point.
Yeah, they need to just keep getting those splats over and over again to make sure that the team can't come in. And having that roller in spawn is going to do it for them.
Yeah, as I said, it's one of the biggest problems with a lot of on this map is if you have somebody in your spawn area, especially CRB, Blaster, better yet, or a Carbon, or a Roller, better yet, it's really hard to get them out. They're just going to swim around, get a couple picks, and then you just have to, as a team, say all right, that player's there. We're going to take you out and not ignore everybody else. So
yeah. Yeah, and I think that that's something to be said. You know, I kind of wonder what their team communication did sound like on that, and to see. I see you name Mama Kell. I wonder if that's Mama Kelly.
I was wondering that also.
Time.
I was wondering that also.
It is. It is Mama Kelly from Grind Time. Great player there. Someone I really love watching play, and I met her. She's so nice.
They came out to was it Beacon? Yes, they came out to Beacon.
And they were here at LI Splat 3. Got to see them, and we got to stream one of their matches. So it was so much fun.
I streamed a lot of matches there in Beacon.
Yeah.
That was like having the double stream was probably one of the most highlights of Beacon just in general. So yeah.
It is a standard for majors. It's awesome. It's so much fun, and I just can't wait for that on Long Island Summer Splat too.
I know. Can't wait also. I can't wait to watch it.
You better not watch during your wedding.
I will be watching during my wedding.
At the altar with your phone.
I'm going to be at the altar with my phone. You think... you think I am joking. I will be up there with my phone in my hand watching.
Oh my gosh.
It's possible. You never know.
It's going to be so much fun either way. So here we go, going into Rainmaker on Gobi Arena. And this is a crazy map mode because I feel like it happens so fast.
It really?
Yeah, I find that if the team, kind of similar to what we talked about earlier, if a team can come in and they can just lock the other team out really quickly into their base and just push that Rainmaker.
All right, we'll see if that actually happens here.
Right away, it looks like M-Type Laboratories did get the pop, but Killer Bees, it looks like they're building their special a little bit, trying to kind of create a good opportunity for them to push forward as a team.
Yeah, they started off with the early Stingray. I don't know exactly what they were looking for there, but at this point right now, it's a 3-down situation from the Inkjet, and we're probably going to see a huge push over here from Killer Bees, and which they're taking it up the middle.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of the dangerous route to go because those stairs are uninkable. One member does go down, so this is where they need to have been defending that Rainmaker a little bit there because it is a 2-down situation on the side of Killer Bees then and ends the push.
I mean, yeah, it is a dangerous push, but I think with having at least 3 down and they got it there kind of quickly, they were able to actually establish where they wanted to go.
True.
Going right just gives the team too much time to actually come back onto the map, and they probably would have stopped them by the point in time. They're both uninkable. So I know a lot of people don't favor the whole uninkable turf, but at this point, let's see if M-Type Laboratories is able to actually get back into mid and take map control. We have Moose over here with the splashdown, trying to go at the blaster and taken out by KB Penguin. KB Penguin's been doing really well.
Oh yeah, lots of cleaning up a whole lot there. As Moose kind of respawns, there is one special build on the side of M-Type Laboratories. But if they can't come together and work as a team to make this happen, then it's just going to be really difficult. They do still have the Rainmaker, though, from that push. So, they're working their way to get back to mid so it can kind of start from a neutral number. But right now, it doesn't look like they're having the best time.
Actually, no. They're actually making a push right now, but it's probably going to get shut down by the Stingray. Yes. Yeah, and that's 3 down. If they were able to move just a little quicker, I don't think they noticed that the 2-down situation at that point. But luckily enough, KB King was actually able to stop it with the Jet Squelcher. So probably going to see here KB King trying to just looking like they're trying to actually just get back map control at this point in time. Doesn't look like they're trying to make a huge push at all.
Yeah, I think that they were kind of happy with where the Rainmaker position was on their side because they didn't need to do a whole lot. They could just defend and kind of wait for the opportunity to get map control, like you said, and push forward again.
Well, I think they're from what it looks like from the last match that we just watched. It looks like they're trying to be more safe rather than just rushing in and pushing the Rainmaker over and over and over again. And we're getting a replay.
Very cool.
I think this was Moose's double.
Yeah, and it looks like finally. Sorry, the replay distracted me there.
Yeah, it really did. I got caught off guard.
Yeah, me too. And it looks like Killer Bees is coming in to try to get a couple more picks up on that plat there. But, mid is going back and forth. M-Type Laboratories is not ready to give up this fight, and they are trying pretty hard. Rainmaker has reset again, but Killer Bees has a really nice number on 37 to kind of feel pretty comfortable in less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, as I said, it doesn't seem like they're trying to make a huge push. Rainmaker, I I always opt for the keep pushing it into their base as much as you can. But it seems like they're actually able to keep this neutral and not allow M-type Laboratories to even have a chance to actually even move it with the 3-down situation again.
Yeah, and I think that this is the opportunity that they were waiting for. Kind of, they do pick up the Rainmaker. They're coming up that side. No one is in front of the Rainmaker, though, so they do have to get in position a little bit before they're able to kind of push forward as much as they want. So it looks like that Dynamo did take out the Rainmaker carrier, and as Inkjet went back to its kind of jump point, this is the opportunity, and M-type Laboratory is needed to kind of maybe make a reverse push and possibly take the game.
Well, they have the specials on their side. They have the Stingray. They have the splashdown. They just have to try to figure out how actually the Rainmaker has the splashdown. So at this point, it just seems like they're trying to, if they can try to at least meet up with each other, actually try to figure out where they're trying to push to as they're doing right now. I think they're having a little bit of a problem. And of course, the Stingray does what the Stingray does best and basically take out the objective.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we had been waiting for a little bit. And it looks like, at this point, Killer Bees just needs to kind of stall it out.
It's basically what they've been doing the whole game. They've been trying to make sure they have the map control, and then when they have a chance, just push it up the middle and move it back into their territory just so that they can basically stop the rebuttal. And that's 3 down, and that's a wipe.
Yeah.
So it looks like Killer Bees did a great job at basically keeping this neutral and taking the win.
Yeah, great job from them there. Super excited to kind of see things come together. And, I had mentioned earlier when I saw their name that they had been a team name that's been around since like 2016. But it does look like there are a lot of kind of newer players on this. So I'm really excited to see that and, how they all played together. You could see their team communication was really great.
Yeah, they did a great job. They, as I said, they were working more as a team with each other. That's really the most important thing throughout all 3 matches. So, I mean, M-type Laboratories just probably has to look at this, try to figure out what they were doing to actually go forward into the matches. Because I don't know, is it this is round 3, so I don't know how everything else is working for and where they are in the placing. But if they're able to actually just come together, talk to each other, and maybe say like, how can we work together as a team instead of like going off on our own and just identifying things, I feel like they can actually probably make a better standing because the games weren't just like knockouts over and over again.
Yes,
so
I completely agree on that. And it looks like as we kind of get things going here, looking at kind of this participation here, we went into this with quite a lot of teams. Unfortunately, it seems like a couple others have DQ'd. So going into this standing, looks like Sleepy Warriors, Static Intelligence are both tied with 3 wins. Wonderland, Rose Knight, the Kindred, Killer Bees, Euphoria, No Names League, and Miraku are tied with 2. So here we are looking at this bracket again. From kind of what I've read in the chat here, Clanberry is out, and so is Octo Squids. So those are 2 more teams that are going to kind of drop for today and going to create a little bit more of a confusion for some of the TOs on figuring out what match we're going to watch next.
Welcome to the Niggas' Corner, guys.
You
What's
just
going
noticed
on?
that?
I didn't see it from before. I'm so mad that you had that. Oh, my goodness. I just realized that you guys just had that. Oh, my goodness. Well, welcome to the Niggas' Corner. It took chat 6 minutes.
Wow. I even mentioned it, didn't I?
I thought he didn't put it up. He said he didn't put it up.
He was waiting for you. Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on.
So thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll be back in just a few minutes when we figure out what our next match is going to be.
All right, cool.
See you soon.
There can be no justice. towards your rocket ship.
Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that.
Nah, it's all right.
I was about to introduce you.
Go
So
right ahead.
I'm Melissa Acid Sunshine, and I'm here with...
Hangman.
And I'm so excited that you're here today, too. This has been so much fun so far, so thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a very fun production. I'm sure you've heard us laughing behind
yeah.
the scenes. Today we have the